Okay, so here's the story. I have this speaker that's been blown, and this outer rim was all thrashed. So I bought this repair kit and glued it on just like I saw in a tutorial, and then I went to test it in the car, and it still was making a rattling noise, and I started experimenting and found that if I held this cone, I don't know if you could see that, this yellow kind of cone, I held it down from all sides while it played and cranked it up, and I noticed that it wasn't making that rattling noise. So and you have to understand, I was on the verge of kind of giving up on the speaker after, this is my first time ever replacing one. And, you know, honestly, for years, growing up as a kid, I just thought when a speaker was blown, it was done. But because of YouTube, I've found out that, gosh, you can actually repair them. And so here's where I am now. I tore off the old one. Luckily, the repair kit I got came with 2 of these. So I had a second one. Here's the repair kit, in case you're curious. It's Simply Speakers. So yeah, I found that on YouTube. And anyways, they're real cheap. It was like 20 bucks, and I thought, well, it's worth a try. So I scraped off all this. I had to do it twice now because I had to tear off. It destroyed the old one, the second one. It wouldn't come off. It was glued. So luckily I had a second one. Anyways, I cleaned this up now, and here's where I'm at. This I don't think is supposed to be able to come out like that. And I did all kinds of investigating and found out that it's true. I shouldn't, this should be glued down to that. At least that's my thinking. So I'm gonna glue this down here. I'm also gonna vacuum this out. That'll be my next step, because I don't want any pieces to be in there. You know, they could rattle around and make it sound crappy. So that's where I'm gonna go next. I'm gonna vacuum this out. Okay, so I've set it on the floor, and I'm gonna carefully disconnect this. I forgot to grab a different attachment for this, but it should work. I'm just gonna vacuum it out very carefully. Okay, so that's done. Next step, I'm going to apply a continuous kind of bead of this stuff around the outside. So position so that it's centered, and there we go. And it might actually benefit from applying some pressure, maybe put something very light on top of it. Okay, it's been about 30 minutes since I glued this down, and I put a little weight on top just to hold it. And looking at it under here, this, they call it the spider, I guess, is not loose anymore, so that's good. And I'm ready to do the next step, which would be put a little glue along here, although I'm going to go this way, as the tutorial suggests, to put the glue along here and then flip it over. So that's what I'll be doing next. Okay, for the next part, I need to glue down underneath this lip. So I'm just gonna basically pick up the lip and squeeze it all along there. And when it's all done, I'll let it dry. And then we'll be ready to, basically the repair will be done and just need to remount it. So while that's drying, I just realized I can probably go to the next step, flip it over, and go ahead and put these screws in, because that'll hold it tight. Okay, so I took these screws back out and reattached this thing because I forgot to do that. And I opted not to put this through here the correct way because I had already soldered these and I don't want to bother with that again. And I feel that zip tying this should hold it adequately. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So I zip tie this in place, and I believe that takes care of any rattle. At least we'll see. Alright, so I've connected this here, and I'm just going to listen to it, see if it works first.
Your voice is saying some better words. I wish I found some chords in an order that is new. I wish I didn't have to rhyme.